Hello, friends. So I just got off or finished recording my weekly podcast-ish called Your Morning Cup of Q and J with my good friend Q. And of course, this week's podcast we title as Q and J for Black Lives or Asian for Black Lives. And during our hour-long conversation recording this podcasts, this conversation came up. And the conversation is, what is my place? What is our place? So the question is to protests or not to protests? And what is my role? So I want to share with you kind of like my thoughts, my thinking, my reflection since last week, since this whole protest started. So first, what is my place? Why I start off asking myself, why do I want to protest? Well, why do I don't want to protest? Am I doing this to fulfill my ego? Or am I doing, or if I want to go out protest because I feel guilt, I feel guilty that I have to do something, or I feel like, I have nothing else to do, better to do, then I better go out to protest. And I think everyone has different reason to go out and protests, which, by the way, I have to say this, I support all the people out there are protesting, marching, advocating, fighting for against this racial, this systematic racism, police brutality. And so I've been asking myself a lot of these questions. And I think to come down to it, I decided not to go out to protest. And this is probably because that, first of all, I really don't feel comfortable in a big crowd anymore. As I'm getting older, I don't feel comfortable being in a big crowd. I haven't been to a concert for years. I haven't go to a movie theater for years. I rarely go. So the question is, okay, why do I want to go? But even the deeper question is, how can I take care of myself first? Because do they need an extra body doing the protest? Maybe, most likely. But me being out there with a huge crowd, will that really benefit the whole cause if it's damaging my own mental health? So if I go out there and support and I don't feel comfortable and I feel, my anxiety, my depression start coming back, how can I support this cause when I'm not able to take care of myself? So this is a question that I've been kind of asking myself a lot. That what is my role? What's my place? And overall, I see myself as an educator. I don't see myself as activists. I use my platforms, I use my space, and those platforms and space are my professional speaking, my workshops, the classroom that I'm speaking in, I'm teaching, the stage that I'm able to speak. I use these spaces to advocate, to talk about these racial issues. That is my comfort zone. That is what I'm really good at. What I'm not good at is be out in a crowd yelling, screaming, protesting, which is very important. So kind of back to that, a quote that this idea that Q was sharing with me earlier is that, like, know your lane, know what's good for you, know what's your style that you can advocate. That is, instead of letting your ego get into the way of this movement, how can I remove my ego and contribute to this movement? because oftentimes when I think that I have to go out to protest, and oftentimes it's coming from my ego, to coming from my ego that I have to have what I call street credit, you know. And oftentimes it's coming from another angle that I feel guilty, I have to do something. So thinking about all these angle that finally helped me to realize that, you know what, I need to take care of myself because I know that a lot of my friends are out there protesting, fighting the good cause, and they need people to support them, to help them. And I am there to help them and supporting them. I am I want to be there for them and I want to be ready to be there for them when they are stressed out, when they are burnout. So that's one thing. Another thing is that these protests are very important. We know. Have you noticed that? Started with Ferguson, started with was that kid Martin kid in Florida. Whenever the tragedy happened, whenever they got murdered, we have this protests for a couple of weeks, and afterwards, there's nothing going on in between. So back to when I was saying that know your place, know your lane, is that we need people, looking at my neighbors. I had a couple of neighbors that have been going out to protest almost every day in downtown Denver. That is their lane. That is their role, and I support them. And what I'm more focused on, what I'm more interested in, is when the dust settles, a couple weeks later, how can I continue the conversation? How can I continue push the cause, continue to push the movement? That is my role as an educator that I'm advocating, that I'm pushing. And the last thing that I also want to mention and emphasize is again, it's back to that whole self-care thing. The people that are out there protesting, rioting, marching, please take care of yourself. I know these events, for example, this whole news of George Floyd got killed. I was triggered. I noticed that I started spiraling down. That this feeling hopeless, helpless. That this anger, this frustration, and I was kind of like decapitated. I was kind of useless for a couple of days. I was almost on this downward spiral depression. And I just want to share with you all that, like, please take care of your mental health, because these anger, these frustration, these helplessness, this feeling of hopeless, they are stressors and they can cause anxiety, depression, trigger our mental health challenges. And I encourage you all that, the ones that are lucky, the ones that are have a therapist, please continue seeing and talk to your therapist. Please, please. And if you don't, talk to someone, talk to your friend, talk to a family member, talk it out. And worse to worse, if you need support, please hit me up. Contact me. I'm more than happy to be on the phone, be on the Zoom, just hear you vent. I'm here for you. So, but again, that's what we are doing, what you are doing. We are fighting a good cause. Let's keep doing it. But at the same time, please take care of yourself. Take care of your own mental health because we need you. We need good people like you. Continue the fight. So anyway, yeah, thank you so much for watching. Yeah, and thank you, Laura and PJ, for your compliments. Yeah, thank you so much. And so please be out there. Please reach out to me. Talk to me. I'm here for you all. All right.